would welcome me. I was lost, but he brought me, and oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has my soul, his grace was free.
up your heart to Him. Tell Him you're ready to receive from Him today. Jesus, this morning we honor you. We come today to honor you, to be in your presence, to receive from you. Every assignment, every mandate represented in this room is from you. You are the King of Kings. You are the Lord of Lords. You're the one we worship. You're the one we serve. You're the one we report to, oh God. You are the ultimate one. So today we open up our hearts to you, our minds to you. Father, we lay aside what we think we know to receive what you want us to know today. We open our hearts to you to receive new connections, refreshing, new revelation, to hear from you, oh God. Our hearts are open. We declare that you're worthy to receive all the praise this morning, all the honor. Come on, go ahead, all the worship. We declare that you are worthy, Lord. We lift you up in this place. Hallelujah. Hey, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh Lord, we worship you. We worship you, Lord. Worthy is the Lamb. Worthy, worthy, worthy.
For Jesus. Wow. Okay.
Amazing.
You know, sometimes they say welcome back from that time of worship.
Hallelujah.
I don't know where we'll be going after that.
I don't know where people want to go.
Yeah.
Let us stay.
Please stay in that mode of worship, all right? But can you give your neighbor a high five and say, we have worshipped. Even God has allowed. Yeah. But please remain standing. Please remain standing.
Please.
Remain standing. Remain standing.
Do not sit. Please keep standing.
A few things we'd like you to do.
Yes.
One, in a short while, you're going to have to introduce yourself to your neighbor.
Okay.
Because you know, Eki, when the children of God gathered,
yes,
also
everyone,
even the other guy came.
So
at least you need to know your neighbor's name in
Yes.
case your phone goes missing or something. We have where to start from. Okay.
Just remember the name on the tag. In fact, feel cool.
Yeah.
People have tags here. Just call them by their names.
Call them by their
like
names.
you have met them way before. Like, oh my friend, how are you doing?
Okay.
Yes.
So before you start,
Also,
here are the instructions. A healthy human being needs at least 7 compliments a day.
7.
We don't know how many you've received. We don't know how many you've given.
Yes.
But we want you to meet 7 different people. Tell them something nice. Give them a compliment. Let's go.
People.
Come on, let's jump. Give me a hip hop
7
jump.
different people.
Yo. Come on. 7 different people.
Appreciate somebody this morning. Appreciate somebody.
Yeah.
We are talking about the goodness of God in their lives. Come on, appreciate them.
Tell them something good.
Find something nice.
Yeah.
Something unique.
Yeah.
Something beautiful. Something sweet. 7
different people. 7 different
Come on now,
people.
move around.
Yeah.
Please go around.
Move around.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody.
Yes.
Tell them that you love them. Put your hands together and let's praise the Lord. Come on. Hold somebody, tell them that you love them, and put your hands together and let's praise the Lord. Somebody else, hold somebody. Another person, tell them that you love them, and put your hands together and let's praise God. One more time, hold somebody, tell them that you love them. Yeah, yeah, put your hands together and let's praise God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't go anywhere
Yet.
Pastor.
Okay.
We asked people to greet 7 different people.
We noticed.
Is a brother who I saw.
Uh-huh.
He has greeted the same sister 7 times. My brother, 7 is the number of completion.
Yes.
Your life is not going to be the same again.
Chikwambale, as we say.
In
Yeah.
Jesus' name. You may be seated, ladies and
Ronnie,
gentlemen.
I also noticed that some men do not know how to give compliments. They met a fellow guy, they're like, yeah.
This is not a compliment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That is not a compliment.
You know.
Okay?
You know.
And also, when you compliment a lady,
Yeah.
when you talk about her hair, do not ask her if it's hers.
Please.
Okay?
Avoid that
If it's
question.
on her head, it's hers. She probably has a receipt or something like
it
that.
is
All right,
hers.
it's hers.
Don't even ask how much.
Wonderful.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ronnie,
Yes. And I am Eki,
and we are from Power 104.1 FM.
the station that is all about love.
Yeah, well, actually, he's from Power FM. I'm a Power FM listener as of recently. All right? But we're absolutely delighted to be here, and we thank Pastor Mose for the invitation. Are you guys ready to have a good time? Are you ready to have a good time?
I can see the
Well, there's some
excited.
special people here we want to
Yes.
acknowledge.
Would like to acknowledge everybody in this place who has been single for a long time.
Yeah.
Today is your day.
We'd like to acknowledge you, people who have been single for a long time. Hallelujah. And the single people, you have been single for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, transformation. All
Transformation
right.
is going to happen.
Transformation is going to happen.
Wonderful.
We also
This
want
is
to
your
acknowledge people who are broke. You
Yeah.
already have more month than money
your
left.
The month has just begun.
Yeah.
You are counting. You're like,
Things
the
are
rest
bad.
of the days.
God is with you as well, all right?
Yes, you're going to
but
be
we have some
transformed.
very special guests who have traveled from far and wide.
That's right.
In the building, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Make some noise for the Kenyans!
Yeah.
Where are the Kenyans? Kenyans, Kenyans, on your feet! On your feet, on your feet!
Whoever does.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
yeah, yeah.
You mean
Pulo.
Pastor Kolo is from Kenya?
I don't know. By osmosis, I don't know. It's by
You're
birth.
By birth.
Hey.
You were birthed in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unajua Kiswahili?
Mimi najua Kiswahili kidogo.
Unajua?
Yeah.
Lakini buza kubantu. Yeah. Watu
Sasa,
wote.
watu wote wanatoka Kenya.
Yeah.
Mimi nasema wewe iko welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah. Sasa toa viato.
Toa viato
Feel
as
at
you
home.
sit.
Yeah.
Toa viato is sit down.
Is it?
Is it take off the shoes?
Yeah. Anyway, we have another group of people.
Yes.
Can you give me a Lingala jam?
Lingala jam.
Lingala.
Lingala, huh?
All the people from Congo, where are
If
they?
you are here from Congo,
Where are
let
they?
up his hand. Hey, here you go.
How do we go?
We're going. Here you go. We are happy to see you.
Yeah. All our friends from Congo. If you speak French.
Hallelujah, je m'appelle
Yeah.
Eki.
Yeah. Coupe, bibamba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
Indeed.
Which other chaps
We
do we have?
also have the people
Yeah.
who are famously known
Yeah.
to pull moves.
Hey! All the people from Rwanda!
You have to be graceful.
Man Ishimwe. Yeah.
Ishime chane chane.
Which border did you pass?
We need to know.
You
flew.
like this? Yeah.
Okay, they paid
These guys
the
are
dollars.
clever,
Yeah.
Sharp
You are
guys.
sharp.
All right, are there any
You're
other
sharp.
guys?
I would like to welcome all those from Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe
From
people, where are
just,
you?
Just wait.
I see
just
one
wait.
over there.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe.
How do they greet? How do they greet?
In Zimbabwe, they greet Mangwanani.
And then
good
you reply.
morning. Yeah. But we'd also like to commiserate with our friends from Zimbabwe. Some
Yes.
of you may not know. A great leader.
A great
Went
leader.
to be with the Lord.
You went to meet his maker.
Yes. Rip Robert Mugabe.
Yes, CDA.
95 years.
been
God bless
confirmed.
him. God
Yes,
bless him.
God
All
bless
right.
you.
But our Zimbabwe friends, you're absolutely welcome. We hope you came with dollars.
Zimbabwe dollars.
Dollars.
They should have
Yeah.
carried the truck.
But we have our friends from the US of A.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Come on
US of
now.
A.
You
Yo. Hello.
Come on now. How you doing?
Everything all right?
How you
Yeah.
doing? So
On
how
an
do they-
accent. Yeah.
So they say, you know, there's a problem when you think you're speaking American English,
Eh.
and then your local dialect
There
kicks
are
in.
some words you can
Yeah.
say. Hello. Can you
Hello.
please help me with some juicy?
What?
Oh,
Hey.
oh, hey.
Hey.
All right. Are there any other guys? We have guys
Yeah.
from Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Where are the Ethiopians?
Ethiopia. Somebody here from
Ethiopians. Yeah.
They are too cute. You
We have
can't see them.
survived. We don't have to greet in
don't know to-
Ethiopian. Yeah, when they come, we shall greet them. Those
shall
are when they
learn.
And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Uganda! Yeah. Ah, wonderful.
Welcome.
All right, just a few announcements for you before we leave. Hey, my brother, did
What's
you
a
know
minute? I forgot.
all the way from Nigeria?
I'm gonna tell you now.
Ah,
All of you who eat the Igbo.
yeah. It's only one Nigerian, but they are Nigerians.
The presence.
The presence is.
There are two. There's one who was singing
There's
here.
one who we married. That
We
one is a
married.
Muganda
She's
now.
now
Yeah, it's okay.
Ugandan.
Oga, you're welcome. Yeah.
We're happy to see you now.
Nigerians have proverbs.
How was that journey?
If a chicken pursue you by day,
No.
it's bad.
That's
Anyway, our time is running up. Listen. Some announcements for you, all right?
Yes.
Number one, if you feel like resting, our restrooms are right there, okay?
right there.
Don't rest in peace, please.
Don't over-rest. Please come
and
back.
join us, okay?
Yeah.
But on your way to the bathrooms, there's I
There's
pledge to be a better leader.
Yes.
Make sure you sign that plaque. I mean that thing.
The wall. We just say you
yeah,
sign the wall.
sign the wall, okay?
Yeah.
There are markers and pledge. Take a selfie, all right?
Yes.
What other announcements do we
when
have?
you take a selfie, you
Yep.
can use Twitter and hashtag Transform 2019.
Transform 2019 hashtag breakout. Okay.
Let
Make
the
sure you
world
take a
know. Let
selfie.
the world know.
All
Plus,
right.
we also have exhibitors outside.
That's
We're
right.
going to be exhibiting. Everybody, I believe, received. Those who registered received a package. And
Inside, there's a very special card for you. Look for that card. That card, we have a gift for you. All right.
entitles you to
Make
gift.
sure you utilize that.
Yes.
Our time is spent, and
Yes.
in a short while, we're about to let you know what's going to be happening next. But for all lactating mothers, the Credo has a crash for you outside.
Yes.
Lactating fathers.
these don't exist.
Don't-
here.
okay,
These ones
so
are not,
just mothers, all
Yeah,
right?
we
There's a
only have
place for
mothers. Keep it at mothers.
We're
You
going to
know,
show a little video.
a video about a man.
Yeah.
You know many things about this man, and he's done a lot here
This
in
man
Uganda.
is a man.
But what you don't know about this man
Yeah.
is that the road to his place,
Yes.
it does not look like the way his head looks.
Hey.
His head is shaven, my friend. In fact,
Smooth.
the barber should pay him.
Yeah.
for doing such a
Ladies and
good
gentlemen,
job.
this man
Yeah.
comes from Chitukutwe.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
today he really shaved his mutwe.
Yeah.
I think just
I
to
think
rhyme.
prophecy,
Mutwe.
mutwe.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Transformation.
It's related.
Ladies and
Hallelujah.
gentlemen,
Yes.
all eyes on the screen.
As
We'll be right back.
He has championed initiatives like Harvest Academy, Harvest Finance, Harvest Institute, among others. He is an author of multiple books, including Straightforward Financial Growth, a book on how to get, keep, and grow your money, which has impacted hundreds of lives. He is passionate about helping people fulfill their potential. When he's not leading, he likes to write songs, play piano, bass guitar, drums, and watch Formula One. Did I mention he's an ardent fan of Lewis Hamilton? Please welcome to the gathering, Moses Mukisa, aka Mose.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. You may have your seats. Great. So in a little while, we'll be starting this session. And thank you to the team. So today we are talking about momentum, and we are going to start with a short video. That's why I'm delaying, because I sort of can't act the video out. You can be sure it's one of those, even if you tried. Osemba Nacho. So, because this communication is going to make so much sense to you with the video coming up. I'd like us in a special way to appreciate Florence. She should be somewhere. She has led the team that's put this together and has absorbed every kind of pressure and made it happen. All right, here we go. Can we have the sound on? Sound.
T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We're transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Discovery is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for all the sequence start. Start. And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 17 seconds and counting. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff of the Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for separation confirmed. Guidance now converging. Discovery's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzle to swivel, aiming the shuttle for its precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Okay, you sound good.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy.
Awesome. So that's what breaking out looks like, I think. Right? Yeah. You all are earthbound, just, being around, and some people are breaking out. As I was thinking about our theme, break out, the word that came to my mind was momentum. If they could give me those slides real quick. And the idea that leaders and teams need momentum to break out. Now, if you studied a little bit of physics, you know that momentum, the sign is P, equals mv, mass times velocity. Did I hear volume? If I could get those slides very quick. Momentum equals mass times velocity. And so, I hope you don't have to go and ask for a refund of your science lessons. So, you may find that sometimes when you're just starting and you're small, you don't have much momentum, just because you are small. If a fly comes at a very high speed and knocks you, you're not going to fall over because a fly has knocked you. So that's just how momentum works. There must be mass. So for anyone trying to do anything where you want to break out, you know that you have to be growing the thing you're doing in size. If you plan on staying small, momentum won't favor you. The other side to that is the velocity. When you have enough mass, however, even if it's not too much, like a bullet, because of the speed at which it moves, it's going to knock you out. You will not be able to resist its impact when it comes to you. So for everyone leading something, those are the two things from the scientific side that you're working on. Are we able to move quicker? If you're the kind of organization or team that needs several committee meetings that last about 18 months before you can decide to change the light bulbs in the toilets, you're clearly not going to enjoy any kind of momentum. It does not work. So that's why you find that when you catch some size and speed, momentum starts working for you. I'm going to be discussing a little bit more detail of how this whole momentum works as soon as I have my notes, which we are sharing on the screen. But I'll share a quick story. A few years ago, not too many, so that, we are young, we started this thing called Worship Harvest. I remember back in the day, there were more people on the music team than in the congregation. And the music team wasn't as big as the one that was up this morning. And they did an incredible job, by the way. And they're from many different churches. And so we started moving a little bit slowly. First of all, you know that in order for you to gain momentum, you need to be moving in a specific direction. That rocket, if it keeps changing direction, it can't gain momentum. Now, if your vision and direction is not clear, forget momentum. If for you the thing you do is doing the thing you do without any reason why you do the thing, you do which direction you want to go or what you want to do, then it's not going to work. So momentum works when you're moving in a certain direction. A bullet which is lying down on the floor is harmless. It only works when it's moving fast in a specific direction, right? Awesome. So that's so when we started, we knew where we were going. We were small and insignificant, but we kept going and we started gathering some mass. As more people came, we gathered mass. But the thing that we tried not to do is lose speed. So we've kept on trying to gain speed. And so we planted that first church. It took us another 5 years to accidentally plant another one. Accidentally. But yet this year, I think we planted like 3 or going on 4. We launched a location at downtown in 3 weeks from decision to execution. That can only happen when you have a certain kind of momentum. And so you can launch a location with about 100 people, 200 people. Now, our friends at Watoto, when they launch a campus, they don't launch with 200 people. They launch with 1,000. Why? They have both mass and speed. They've been at it for many years, so they are able to just make it happen at a bigger scale. Now, I don't need the image of my video. Just check my picture if that's consuming any more time. I don't need it actually. I just need the slides. Give me the slides only. Give me the slides and make it clear. Just do the whole projection thing, PowerPoint, projector. That's what I need. So whoever is out there and trying to do all the magic, quit the magic. I need my momentum back. Yeah. All right. This is what I need. All right. Okay. I'm thankful I'm the first speaker. If this was happening to a guest, I would be losing hair. Eki, don't say anything. Now, please activate the clicker. Activate the clicker. Just give me the slides. Activate the clicker. on air. Story. I think I. This is a picture showing different things you probably forgot from school, but I'm going to remind you. There's something called orbital velocity, the speed at which an object must move in order to continue going around the Earth without falling down to the Earth or escaping. That velocity is 7.8 kilometers per second. All right? Does that make sense? So basically, you get to Ginger in about 10 seconds. Tish, where you get it. Tish, Mokono. Tish, Lugazi. That's the speed at which satellites move. 7.8 kilometers per second. All right? So when you hear people are on the International Space Station, that's the kind of life they are living. Right? 7.8 kilometers per second. However, at that speed, you've sort of left some of us behind here on the ground, but you're still stuck within the gravitational pull of the Earth. And so what those guys do when they're going out to outer space or to the moon, they actually don't just, you don't shoot the rocket like that and just go, psh. No, it can't happen. The Earth is too strong, the gravitational pull is too powerful to let you go. So they first take one orbit in the orbital speed, then they take another orbit in an elliptical form, which is that second line, where they go a little bit further and still come back, and then until they've gained the right momentum and speed to be able to escape the Earth's gravitational pull, and the escape speed is 11 kilometers per second. Tell your neighbor, momentum. What's your speed? Just courtesy of the speed at which you are moving in what you're doing, it's going to determine whether you will escape or not. It's going to determine whether you will break out or not. Let's be honest and frank. Most people never break out. Why? They can't attain the right velocity. They don't know how to do that. And I hope this morning I can share a couple of really simple things that can be done to attain the right velocity and hopefully mass to be able to break out. Am I making sense? So 11 kilometers per second squared per second, that's the escape velocity. Take me to the next slide. Take me to the next slide. Oh, yeah. So for them to successfully break out, teams and leaders need momentum. All right? Continue going. So, in his book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell talks about the law of the big mo, which is the law of momentum. It's one of my favorite laws in the whole book because this law is an aggregator. This is the law that works for the non-gifted. There are some people who are going to succeed because they are extraordinarily gifted in something. And those are few. And then there are many of us who are going to succeed because we understand this law. And the law simply says momentum is a leader's best friend. Momentum is a leader's best friend. As a leader, this is the thing I've found out, that one of my core responsibilities in leading is to create momentum. It's to ignore every voice, every distraction, everything that would force me to change direction of that rocket and keep going in the same direction until I have momentum. And then you're going to find much more gifted people stuck, bound by gravity, because even though they are gifted, actually that's the curse of gifting. You can imagine that your gift will get you through. You think, I can always wake up and just do it. yes, that happens at a certain level. Beyond a certain level, your gift is useless. You must know the science of how things work. It's about the momentum. Jim Collins talks about the flywheel effect. You push the flywheel. The first time it's so hard. Things are hardly moving. There are more people on stage than in the crowd. You can't raise more than 30,000 a week to pay for the venue. Uganda shillings for those watching online. But as you keep going, you start gaining momentum. As you stick with it, friends. Let's stick with it until you make something out of it. I wrote this the other day that after 40 years of age, once you pass your 40th year, it starts to be important that you've defined your life's work. Because after 40, you no longer have too much room for too many experiments. You have to have decided, this is what my life is going to be about, and you push. Now, if you find that out when you're 20, so much better. Yeah, like right now, I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is trying to figure out what his life's work is anymore. Or Bill Gates at that stage, or Steve Jobs. They figured it out and they built momentum. They just kept going. They kept going. They kept going. They probably were not the most gifted. I mean, Steve Jobs didn't even know coding. Most people make the mistake of thinking Steve Jobs was a scientist. He was not. It was his friend who was the scientist behind the whole thing. For him, he was just the dreamer and the one harassing everyone to build momentum, right? And those slides are coming back soon. I'm sort of enjoying my session. Oh, I have these ones. So, sometimes momentum is the only thing that makes a difference between losing and winning. This is still a quote from John Maxwell. How many of you remember Leicester City? Leicester City. Leicester City. I think in our village in Chitukura we call it Leicester. If you remember Leicester City, 2015, 2016 Premiership. Guys, everyone is still wondering what happened, but it happened. They won the Premier League. These were a lower mid-table team who hadn't been always in the Premier League. They've been going through different leagues. The English football system has so many teams with so many different leagues. Actually, the last time I checked, I think there were like 600 teams. So for you to be in the Premier League, you're in the top cream. And somehow Leicester got there. And then this one season, they built something called momentum. They just couldn't lose. When momentum is working for you, you're just winning and you don't even know why you're winning. It makes you look good once you start riding that tide. And that's what happened to Leicester City. They caught momentum somewhere mid-season and never lost the momentum. All right. Now, the other opposite is when momentum is not there. I will not. Who said what? Did I hear someone say Arsenal? No. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying sometimes you can have the most gifted players, a very gifted coach, pedigree, a big name, and lack momentum. And it works against you. So when you catch the momentum, you need to ride it. Now, let's look at some facts. A few facts about momentum. I actually got this from the 21 Infutable Laws. I just picked out a few. The first one is that momentum is a great exaggerator. Yeah, it's like a magnifying glass, which makes things look bigger than they are, right? When you have momentum, you don't worry about small problems. And even bigger problems, somehow they seem to work themselves out. Now, here's the mistake leaders make. You're trying to catch momentum, then a small problem comes. And what do? you let go of what you're doing and try to fix the small problem. Or sometimes it's even a big problem. Yeah? The biggest problems in leadership are people problems. Especially people who are closer to the core and have influence, when they start behaving different from what the general expectation is. That's super distressing. Ask any leader. If you haven't yet experienced it, just pray you never experience it. But if you do, here is what to do. Do not get your energy and get it out there. Keep creating momentum. If you keep creating momentum, soon any one individual player becomes insignificant. The whole becomes the point. It's like, okay, whatever. Even the big issues, like people issues, can be resolved if you are moving at the right speed. But if you slow down, now, especially if the thing is a little bit big, it's easier to catch momentum when you're a small team. If you're a big thing, and then you slow down, picking up momentum again it takes a miracle. You probably have to split into smaller pieces to start moving them before you rebuild later. So, do you get the idea? So, momentum is a magnifier. When it's there, things are good. Average players look excellent. Everyone is like, man, we shook that bridge. Yeah, that's a joke. It's an inside joke. I need to explain it. So, a chameleon and an elephant were crossing a wooden bridge in the jungle, and the chameleon was seated on the elephant's ear. And then they crossed this bridge, and it was swaying and shaking. And then they got to the other end, and the chameleon whispered in the elephant's ear, "Man, we shook that thing." All right, so never mind. So if you're small, like me and many others here, just have to attach yourself to a big thing, and then you get there and say, "Man, we shook that thing." Right? So that's the beauty of continuing momentum. The second thing about momentum is that momentum makes leaders look better than they really are. Momentum will make you look gifted. It will make you look like you're the real deal. People will start singing your praises and mentioning your name. They really don't know that it's the momentum. Momentum makes leaders look better than they really are. So as a leader, knowing that, you just make it your priority to create momentum. Whether that's business, church, team, department, home, whatever the issue is, don't lose focus of creating, don't be distracted. Just create momentum, and people will think you're really, really good. And yet it's simply the momentum. The third thing is that momentum makes team players look better than they really are. Yeah, when you're playing in a team that has caught fire, you play better than you really are. And when you don't have momentum, even the best players look fake. I'm telling you, that's the truth. So as leaders, don't lose sight of this idea of building and creating momentum, because momentum is going to make everyone look good. Now, here is what usually happens. Not always, but sometimes it happens. You may find that a team member is on a team that has a lot of momentum, right? And things are happening. We are backslapping, high-fiving, and the chats are just up, up, up. Everyone is excited. And then one leader starts thinking, I can do this. I think I can do this. And then they jump off that bus. They jump off that team. And they go and try to do the same thing they used to do here in this team environment, they try to start it somewhere else. And sadly, they discover that it was the momentum that had been built up. I will not go into examples, but we've seen this all the time. Someone is leading a department in a business, it's going well, and you're like, those guys, they get all the credit, I'm going to do my own thing. And man, the wind resistance and the friction and all the forces you're fighting against, you're like, it seemed so much easier. That's why I keep telling people, if your idea behind financial success is to pay the bills, kids are in school, rent is paid, or house is built, whatever, stick with a job. Don't become an entrepreneur. Don't get out to start a business because you think it's going to make you money. No. If you don't have a cause, stick with your job. It's so much easier to survive financially with a job than out trying to start a business. Because the winds are going to beat against that boat, and you start wondering what happened to all your giftings. No, it was the momentum. Other people created the momentum you were a part of, and you enjoyed it, and you were deceived into thinking you can build that same momentum in that same amount of time. Now, there are other people who actually can. Maybe they're in an environment where the thing is it's slower than their potential and capacity. If you're that kind of person, definitely just get out. Get out. Get out and start building something new with momentum, other than being in something because you're fearing the consequences of stepping out. Usually you know internally your own capacities. And you can usually tell those from how you lead yourself. Personal leadership is the first indicator of internal capacity. If you know you can get yourself up early, do the right thing when no one is asking, and all of that, then probably you should do that. If you need someone else to always be checking on you to make sure you've done it right, don't get out. Because you're going to crash. All right. So momentum helps followers perform better than they really are. Give me the next point. Momentum is easier to steer than to start. Once you have momentum, it's easier to give direction than to start. You saw that rocket? No, that was actually a shuttle. You saw that it had booster rockets that had to go off, and it still had another one which it was going to drop off at some point. The rockets that went to the moon, like the Saturn V rocket, which is the biggest they've ever built, it was 110 meters tall. The piece that got to the moon was a very small part. There are videos on YouTube, you should watch them. It's very exciting. But to get off the ground, oh my goodness. The amount of fuel, the size of the engine, it's so much harder to start than to steer momentum. Now here is how momentum works. A freight train traveling at 55 miles per hour will crash through a 6-foot reinforced concrete wall. 6 feet. 6 foot is from like here to about there. Reinforced concrete wall. At 55 miles an hour, a freight train will, this concrete wall has nothing on it. It will just keep going because of the momentum. The same freight train, if you put half a brick in front of it, when it is stationary, half a brick, it will not start. It will not go. They will fire up all those engines. It's going to stay right there. Half a brick. The difference is momentum. When you have momentum, obstacles become nothing. When you don't have it, the smallest obstacles paralyze the organization. Are you getting it, friends? So, it's easier to steer than to start. So when you have it, steward it. Leaders, Never lose momentum when you have it. Do everything in your power not to lose momentum. Because once you've lost it, it's so hard to restart. The last point I'll make in this section, and then I'll share a few other things, is that momentum is the leader's responsibility. Momentum is the leader's responsibility. The person most responsible for creating momentum on your team is the person leading. Momentum is the leader's responsibility. And sometimes you're going to find yourself driving a Subaru WRX, goes all the way to 240 kph, and your leader is driving a Vitz at 60 kph. And like, vroom, 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 vroom. You're like, can you see us in the mirrors, dude? For them, amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Oh, someday we'll get there. Someday we'll get there. Meanwhile, the team members are raving. They're like, man. But you know, the way your thing is structured is you can't get in front of the Vitz. So leaders, if you're here and you're driving a Vitz at 60 kph, just know that you're frustrating a lot of people. Speed of the leader, speed of the team. The team will never outpace its leader. The team will never outpace its leader. And I'm passionate about this as a Ugandan because slothfulness seems to be a national gift. People walk slowly, think slowly, drive slowly, eat slowly. Everything is slow. Ugandans, can we pick up pace, please? We are in a global environment. Other people are not going to wait for us to pick up speed. So, momentum is the leader's responsibility. If the leader doesn't create momentum, other people are cooked. Or if you're at a very slow pace, then even other leaders who will have created momentum are stuck. All right? So every leader has the responsibility to make sure you are at the appropriate speed. Now, don't go too far that by the time you look back, your team, you left them in the previous village. That's not leadership. That's like, you know, running alone. Now, let's look at 4 kinds of leaders. So this is like a buffet on momentum. So I've given you some facts about momentum, and I want to show you the 4 kinds of leaders, and after this I'll just show you how to create personal momentum, and we'll be done. Is that good? Are we fine with that? So 4 kinds of leaders, and I've shared this many times in different places, but there are momentum breakers. And I'm just sharing this so that you start looking through your team and seeing what you have and making the kind of decisions that will help you either build momentum or continue to stagnate or lose momentum. Right? So there are momentum breakers. These are people who slow down and kill even the little momentum that is handed to them. It's like things are moving at a certain pace and say, okay, come and take this over. Come and take this over. And by the time you next check, it's half of what you gave them. Like, what happened? And then there are all sorts of good excuses as to why momentum has been lost. So there are leaders who are momentum breakers. You have to be aware of that. All right? Then so those are easy to discern. Yeah? Those are not too difficult to discern. They have the negative conversations, they have the meetings after the meetings, they have the corridor talks, they have a different vision which creates division. They arrive late, take more tea than anyone else. leave early, have too many breaks, and basically, yeah, those are momentum breakers. They are easy to tell. And if you have them on your team, you know what to do. Do you know what to do? Yeah. You need to let them break the momentum in a different space. Don't work with momentum breakers. Look, you'll be heartbroken, you'll cry out to Jesus, and Jesus will say you could have done something about it. It's painful, but it has to be done. Then this next category is actually, interestingly, the majority of the people. They are momentum takers. They are momentum takers. They are not bad people. They are nice people. They are godly people. They are diligent. They show up every day on time. They do what they are told to do. You click. And this usually form the majority of teams. But they only ride the momentum given to them. When things are going well, these people are doing well. When things are bad, these people are going through a bad experience. They can't create momentum of their own. They are like a weight. So if you push it, it moves. If you stop, it stops. Those are momentum takers. Nice people. Very nice people. Now, don't put those at the front of the driving thing. Yeah. Let them be somewhere along the way. Don't put them at the front. Then there are momentum fakers. This is the group that it took me the longest to discover. But usually they talk big and do nothing. They look the part. Yeah? They dress sharply. No, maybe not. But anyway, like they are charismatic. They come and speak. When you talk to them, you're like, oh my God, you have to meet this guy. Until you give them something and tell them, can you build this? And 5 years later, it is what it was when you gave it to them. They are fakers. They make it look like they have it when they don't. There's no momentum. The last category, which is, I believe, the people in this room, are the momentum makers. These are guys, when the team is losing, they will step onto the field and get a result. They will get a result. They earn respect because of their results, not their reasons. You either have reasons or results, not both. These are momentum makers. These are few and far between. If you ever find one of these on your team, invest in them. Send them to all the trainings. Just let them take it to the next level. They are momentum makers. They make things happen. They are what we call U-turn leaders. Do you know what that means? It means that the thing is moving in the wrong direction and they are able to turn it around and start getting it moving in the right direction. There are not many people who can do that. U-turn leaders. People who turn negatives into positives. Momentum makers. The Messis of this world. The Ronaldos of this world. The Michael Jordans of this world. The Lewis Hamiltons of this world. When the team is average and it's a bad weekend and somehow they get a result. They get a result in the worst of circumstances. They're able to gain something out. They dig deep and produce. Those are momentum makers. Those are people who don't consult their feelings too often. Because feelings don't get things done. They're like, I may be feeling this way, but we're going to win. We're going to win, win, win. Emma, stop it. Amen. Amen. Check with your neighbor. Tell them, neighbor, I hope you're a momentum maker. Yeah. All right. So now you know the beauty of momentum, right? But how do you create it? And I want to help us think through creating momentum. And I have a team here. Please come, let's do this. So one, go down. Go down, we looked at that. Momentum is focus plus intensity. Focus plus intensity. That's how you create momentum. Focus plus intensity. Right? So let's go through all these, then I'll show you. So you can have intensity minus focus. Right? You see that? That's intensity minus focus. They're moving too quickly. And you can have focus minus. Do you have some of your workmates who are a bit like that? No, thank God. Now, and then you can have focus plus intensity. So now, let's say we have to build momentum by sending this nail through this piece of this board. You can put that down. Hold for me. All right? We're starting to create a little bit of momentum. Now, if you... Are you ready, guys? You should have put on gloves. Now, you can have intensity minus that's focus plus intensity, right? Now, I was saying you can have intensity minus what? How is your weekly schedule, friends? I'm busy. Doing what? If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every single time. How do you organize your time? Focus minus intensity. Too busy doing everything that has nothing to do with your life's assignment. You're an intense person who is going nowhere. So once in a while you hit it, then the rest of the time, it's just mob intensity minus focus. Are you focused? Champions do daily what mediocres do occasionally. If you found your life's work, are you applying yourself to it daily? Okay. So that's intensity minus focus. Then there are some good brothers and sisters who have focus, but without Is that report ready? I'm working on it. Wrong image. Focus minus intensity. have to finish. My time is up. Anyway, so you hit it so softly, huh? You're like a surgeon. Whatever you've been given to do, you just do it so you have a very light touch. You cannot afford to offend anyone. So, Bambi, for you are not an intense person. You are nice. You are focused. You're focused. No intensity. Wits. 40 kph on Entebbe Expressway. Yes, you're going to Entebbe. When will we arrive? This is how some of you run your businesses, over. You open at what time? Then they tell you, social media is free. Advertise your products. Me, I'm not good with social media. But I'm going to start. The Lord told me to start being on social media. So he posts something every 3 weeks. You get it, huh? Tell your neighbor, what's your intensity level? You cannot create momentum if you are not an intense person. You can't. You're just going to waste your life, get into the coffin and go. For you, it's as if the whole point of life is to safely arrive at death. Just like, since you're going to die, get there slowly and carefully. Don't disturb too much. And then, get in carefully, slowly. And they hold the funeral. No intensity. But the people who make things happen have both focus and intense. They may miss it sometimes, but by not too far. You got what I mean? You get the job done by having... Don't be back there. Focus and intensity. That's how you create momentum. You get the point? Focus plus intensity. Just stick with it. Preach those sermons. Do that customer care. Open the business every day. There's a year in the life of Worship Harvest before we became a church. We had a prayer meeting every day for 1 year. January 1st to December 31st, including Christmas Day at Makerere University. That was intensity and focus. All right. Now I have to finish. Let me finish. Take me to the 5 capitals and momentum. Now you have understood. Focus plus intensity. So spiritual capital, which is wisdom and power. How do you create focus and intensity? You read your Bible frequently. You pray frequently. You don't wait to feel like it. You tell yourself, today is a good day. I'm the righteousness of God. I love the word of the Lord. And you get in it. If you do it once in a long while, you're not going to create spiritual momentum. Relational capital. Focus. Focus. If you're married, if you're married, what do? Focus. You have got it, eh? You finally got it. Yeah, like, don't lose focus. Be focused, but then don't just be focused. Be intense a little bit. Focus plus intensity. Don't be neutral. Don't be neutral. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know how much we can talk on this stage. But focus plus intensity. Some things cannot be left to chance About what? Once in a long while? No. Focus plus intensity. Married people, I'm tired of us fighting these things. Focus plus intensity. You will thank me later. You'll be like, am I a transform? Is this a leader's thing? Or we are in fireplace? It's very hard to lead out there when stuff doesn't work very well inside. Yeah, intellectual capital, focus plus intensity, concepts and ideas. How often are you reading? What are you reading? What's your level of intensity? Physical capital, I don't know how I can talk about this authoritatively, but focus. I bought a treadmill. Yes, focus plus intensity. And then financial capital. Focus plus intensity, I have to finish. But think about it. If you earn money once a month, every 30 days, focus minus intensity. And then you spend daily. How often do you earn? Once. How often do you spend? Daily. Remember, champions do daily what mediocres do? Occasionally. That explains to you why your expenses have always wrestled down your income to the ground. God bless you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
For focus.
Focus plus intensity.
Hopefully. So this is not a good time to sing Slow Down. You clap for my joke, excuse me. It was a focused joke. Those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Chimera. I'm a musician. I have a song called Slow Down. And it is not appropriate for this stage. Thankfully, we prepared a different one. No, but wow. Give me 5 seconds. Uncle Mose. Building relation, no capital. Yeah. No, what I wanted to say was, without consulting and all these things, God put this thing together so well that the song, I'm going to somehow try to put in song what you had to get lectures and slides and things for. Naturally, I'm going to get you to sing. Amen? All right, so... Oh, we gotta change the world. Oh, we gotta change the world. Oh, change the world. We gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. Too satisfied with mediocrity, blind hoping you can change the reality. Stand up and be the best of the best, cause average won't change. Average won't change the world. Too satisfied with mediocrity, blind hoping you can change the reality. Stand up and be the best of the best, cause average won't change the world. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. How many of you tell yourselves that? Said, I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe. Now these are the questions that I forget to ask myself. Except you forgot the fact you never really researched on any aerodynamics and all the stuff you need to know about. You don't even know what altitude is, but sit and lecture about the beauty of panoramic views. So deductively speaking, your dream is a lie and you're inadequately prepared to keep your wings in the sky. Now at the end of the day, we all know you failed, but it wasn't cause you never dared to try. You just did all the ordinary things, accepting the same standards that everybody else does. Having a wonderful wish you could change the world, but truth is, I don't think you have a plan. Cause you keep doing all these ordinary things, accepting the same standards that everybody else does. Having a wonderful wish you could change the world, but wow, say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. More confidence. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. Okay, everyone, pick a book and just read it. Read a chapter, maybe 2, 3 even. What's the source of all this information that you have? Is it all third hand or is your whole brain borrowed? Oops, I didn't mean to offend you, but if I did good, maybe this will help you. We're living in the new age of information. If you choose to learn something, you could change generations. Your mind is a powerful tool, and what you're freely letting in forms the way you look at life. There's more to internet than Facebook and Twitter. Totally upgrade or shut down and wither. Your mind is a powerful tool, and what you're freely letting in forms the way you look at life. There's more to internet than Facebook and Twitter. Totally shut down or Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Hey, say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. Sing it out loud. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change. Okay, this is the last thing. Listen. You're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. You're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. Hey, you're not ready for the very next level. You're not ready for the very next level. You're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. Say it with me. You're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. Eish. You're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. Nice, You're not ready for the very, again, you're not ready for the very next time. You're not ready for the very next level till you're up. Shout it out loud, you're not ready, say, you're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. Sing again, you're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified for this one. Say, you're not ready for the very next level. You're not ready for the very next level. You're not ready for the, tell your neighbor, you're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified. Tell them, you're not ready for the very next level till you're overqualified. Tell them, say, you're not ready for the very next level. You're not ready for the very next level. You're not ready for the very, like this. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. Say, oh, we gotta change the world. Say, oh, We gotta change the world. Say, oh, oh, we gotta change the world. We gotta change the world. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Richie, rapper Thompson. Yeah, I got listed under Forbes 30 under 30 promising young entrepreneurs. I don't know if I was the only one, but I found myself on the list because of the good work that I and we at Surfboard has been able to do. My listing on Forbes means a lot to me, means a lot to the community, means a lot to the ecosystem as well. I mean, we've also done a great job that the community has been able to support, and this is why we got the recognition. Safe Border was that idea that was born out of tragedy. What I mean is, as a person, being that I was a border myself, and I lost a very good friend in a border-related accident, and I decided to become an advocate of road safety. And what I did those days was carrying a second helmet and making sure that I have my good helmet and wear it, and carry the second helmet and offered it to the clients every time I would go on the street. People got interested in my approach. Of course, my fellow drivers looked at me as a kid, as a village boy who is trying to masquerade and try to think is cooler, or is smarter. But customers appreciated my approach to road safety. I meet this guy, Max, and also this other guy, Alistair, who strongly believe that we could build this and turn it into a business. So myself from the border world, and then my customers who felt like there was need for something to be done, we teamed us together and built what is now known as Safe Border. It was basically a team of people who felt that there was need to address the issues in the border industry.
My name is Amsings Moses, and I started from border mechanic. That's where my journey started. I used to repair bikes. Then from there, that's where I met one of the Safe Border co-founders called rapper Thompson Ricky. And a few years, when the border industry, the mechanic job wasn't yielding that much, I had a mind of switching to another business, and that was in line with the border industry. Then I went into border riding. Then a few months when I was still riding, then I happened to bump into Rick again, my former customer, mechanic customer. Then he briefed me about this whole idea about Safe Border. Then it was just an idea, no office, nothing. So I was like, okay. Then we got a small office, a small space. That's here in Chebando. Then we started our operation slowly, like briefing it was kind of organic referral system. Moses, I tell my story about how we are going to change the border industry, and Stephen tells his story, then maybe Vico tells his story. That's how we started growing organically. But basically it was into building a community, like a reputable community where these are new brand of border riders who respect traffic laws, who are very committed to their health, and who are committed to more earnings, and they respect their job. Yeah, that's where that's where we started the Safe Border journey.
Any young leader out there who's struggling with the business idea, trying to build it up, I want to tell you that you should not stop, because the fight is yours. For us as young people today, it's an opportunity. We have a big opportunity to build great products for ourselves and great opportunity for ourselves. But you need to know that whatever you're going to, whatever you will be doing, you should be passionate about it. It should be something that you're interested in. It should be something that you feel it. It should be something that you're ready to sacrifice for. It should be something that you're ready to see it grow and become something big. But know that you'll need God. It's important that you always need to pray about your idea and get guidance and get blessings from God, but you also need to consult and make sure you talk with the right people. Talk to people who have been able to do great things. Talk to people who have been able to travel that kind of journey, but do not stop. But make sure you consult and keep moving. And listen to young people, listen to other young people, listen to other old people. But just note this, that we are in a situation where there are so many young people who are unemployed. Just note this again. We're in a situation where, as Africans, we have so many other problems that needs to be fixed. And it's only you who will be able to provide that solution. And I pray that God blesses you, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you become the next biggest thing that we shall be here to celebrate.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Transform 2019. Okay, so we're going to have a small discussion about technology and leadership. And even as we get into it, I just want to play one or two videos for you to look at, and then we will get into the discussion with this gentleman. And lady, I apologize. All right. So I want to invite you guys to introduce yourselves quickly, briefly. Just let us know who you are and what you do, and then we'll get into this. We'll start with the gentleman at the extreme end.
Hi, Transform. My name is Noah Balesamvu. I am a leader at Worship Harvest. I am also a leader in the technology space. And my passion is to equip and enable people, businesses, and governments to take advantage of technology for improvement of services, improvement of society. That's me in a nutshell.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Is it still morning? Oh, okay. So my name is Jean Mutabazi Kasirie, and I work with the NSSA. I'm currently doing classes at MIT, so technology is big for me. My passion is to make sure that I make everybody in the room today understand why technology is very important in our lives and how we can deploy it in everything that we do without being afraid of it. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Onyaito Deke. I'm the manager for digital services at MTN. That's 8 to 5. The rest of the time, I'm a tech enthusiast and blogger. I write about everything technology, specifically consumer technology.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I'm the guy who's going to ask the questions and try to look intelligent. So, we're going to talk about emerging technologies. You guys are tech guys, like gadgets stuff. We want to know about leadership and emerging technologies. So I'm going to ask you, first of all, what are these emerging technologies that we hear about?
Okay. the video that we just saw describes the fourth industrial revolution. And these are actually the emerging technologies, things like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, blockchain. These are the technologies that are defining the way forward right now. As you saw the history, we started way back in the steam engine, and that transformed society. Then we went to electricity, then to the internet. We are currently experiencing how the internet has exploded and changed society as we know it. It was once cutting edge. People were once scared of the internet. They would say, how can value be found in this thing? When people were putting their businesses online, YouTube has early videos of Jeff Bezos talking about how people are going to purchase things online, and he looked like a fanatic. Now he's the world's richest person. 90% of the value internationally, worldwide, moves on the internet. But now there are other technologies that are going to transfer that value even higher. And these are the ones we're talking about.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so I'm told that nowadays you can talk to your home while you're at work. You know, you can say, hey Siri, I'm coming home, and Siri will fix you katogo, and Siri will put on your thermostat and get you ready for bed, play your favorite bedtime lullaby or something like that, Internet of Things. But I want to bring it home, especially here in Africa where we lead, where the internet is not as fast as it is in those other countries. How relevant is this technology to us today? Jean, tell us something.
Okay, I like the Internet of Things, and my best example is an insurance company in South Africa called Discovery. Now Discovery, all of us know insurance companies, right? And so they make a killing on premiums because they know the riskier you are, the higher the chances that you're going to probably pass on or get sick and spend a lot of their money. So what Discovery did is that they forced most of their members to get Fitbits. We all have Fitbits, right? I think everybody in this room should have a Fitbit. So a Fitbit is who has a Fitbit on their arm? Awesome. Could you stand up and show the people what it is? Yes, don't be shy. Okay, yes. So a Fitbit is awesome. Thank you so much. So a Fitbit is basically what should be a watch in the old time, but this watch now does more things. It can take your phone, but it also does your exercises for you. It kind of maps your steps, heartbeat, and stuff. So Discovery, being very brilliant, they said that if you take 10,000 steps every day, your premium will go down. You see how brilliant that is? Now, how do they do that? They force you to buy the Fitbit using your money. They link it to their system, and every morning you're motivated because you want to pay less to the company, isn't it? See how interesting that is. Now, imagine if we all turned that into our homes. So I'll tell you what I do. Most of my colleagues say you do so many things, but you turn out like you have too much time. And I tell them with 3 children and 8 dogs and an awesome husband, I automated everything in my house. It is simple. You don't have to do everything, because for me to get to the top, something had to drop. But for it not to drop, I had to automate. So it's as simple as that, Jeremy.
Wow. Okay. You kind of lost me at 8 dogs. But that's all right. Congratulations. That's a big family. So I want to speak to the leader, probably in this audience, that leads deep in a village somewhere in Uganda. And they're hearing these things, Internet of Things, blockchain, and all these other things. How do we make it relevant to that person? I mean, we've seen the safe border story, and it's incredible, you know? How somebody can just take borders that we know and love to hate, technology, safety, and create an ecosystem, you know? But I want to know, Onyait, tell us something. How do we make this thing relevant to people in the villages who are leading?
Well, that's an interesting question. I'm an advocate for the internet, and with the internet, a lot of things become possible. I'll give you an example. Safe Border would not be here without the internet. And they seem to have done something that was an impossible task. People don't believe when they see surfboarders stopping at the lights. They're like, this is unbelievable. Is this Uganda? Change is possible? You know, but all of this is actually powered by technology, and it is an app. This app would not be used if there was no internet. So for me, how we can make this more relevant is by we have to have more connected people. Because once we are connected, then we're able to stay in touch and collect relevant data that helps us create impact and change. I'll give you just one example. One time we went to the village with an iPad. And there were, you know, when we go, of course, they say the people from Kampala have come. And then, yes, you have to bring all the solutions.
With the TV.
Yes. So we had a tablet. Unfortunately, we had a good internet connection. So some of these people, some of the kids began to watch YouTube videos. And I began to show them specific YouTube videos. And all of a sudden, the question of a teacher had been demystified. They could literally watch and do and act. And they were able to begin to get local materials and put together. And they would do what they are seeing. So imagine we could liberalize education just like that. Health, anything, by just making sure that people can access certain information. Because before, it was whoever controls the information controls the world, right? But right now, we are liberalizing that information and that knowledge. And for me, that's what I think can help us make it relevant even to the last mile.
So you've just touched on something that's very critical, because with the emerging of technology, so many people are likely to lose their jobs. You've just talked about that teacher who is being replaced by an iPad and a high-speed internet connection. Now, what should that teacher do? Go and pick mangoes? Like, seriously, as leaders in today's generation, what do we do, or what can we do to remain relevant with all these robotics and different technologies that are emerging? How can we stay relevant even with the rise of this technology?
Thanks, Jeremy. And that's actually a big question right now. And right now, that sentiment is encapsulated in the future of work concept. What does a job of tomorrow look like? And as automation takes main stage, we human beings are going to we're going to rise up. That's how we have handled all the previous industrial revolutions. When, excuse me, when we were the ones lifting heavy sacks of, produce, that was a job. That was someone's job. The joke I keep saying, it's a joke, but it's real. The computer used to be a person. The person who calculates the trajectory of a tank projectile during war, in World War I. Because tanks didn't have laser-guided missiles. So they have to aim at a certain height to hit a certain target. Now there's someone whose work it was to calculate or to compute that trajectory. And that person in the military was called a computer. We laugh at that now because a computer is a machine. You understand? Yeah. So we upskill. That's our response to oncoming technology. We don't shy away from it, we upskill. So with the rise of automation and machine learning, what is now cognitive skills, we have more people skills. Now for the teacher, they have to upskill because YouTube doesn't necessarily have Ugandan relevant content or enough Ugandan relevant content. So now they upskill by creating that content. So rather than sitting in front of students, now you scale up, you upskill, learn how to use YouTube, it's free. Start uploading YouTube videos about the things you're talking, and you reach a bigger scale. That's just one example. And there are many other examples, but the challenge to us right now is to rise up and start looking at, and start being, embracing newer opportunities that are opened up. The World Economic Forum calculates that in the next 5 years, we're going to lose about 55 million jobs. 55 million jobs are going to be lost. But 153 million jobs are going to be created. So the future belongs to those of the 153. So if you're holding on to a job that can be automated, you're on a timer. If a machine can do your job, you're either going to be unemployed or you're going to lose business. So it's now time to upskill.
Okay. All right, let's just look at one more video and then we will begin to get to the end of the interview. Something about emerging technologies.
We are all geared up to step into 2019. 2018 has witnessed a lot in the technology sector. From Google data leaked to 5G becoming a reality, we have heard a lot. The 2019 is going to be a breakthrough year as far as technology is concerned. Let's get to know about the high-end technologies that are bound to have a massive impact on our lives in 2019. So far, technological advancements have changed our lives for better in many ways. What's more exciting to know is that some high-end futuristic technologies are going to take the world by storm in 2019. Here are 10 futuristic technologies to watch out in 2019. The first technology is the Internet of Things. We all know a thing or two. The eighth technology that has made it to our list is drones. Drones have been around for a while now. We already know how they work exceptionally well in military, rescue missions, etc. But drones have more capabilities than that. In 2019, we can expect drones to do some amazing work, such as hurricane and tornado forecasting to wildlife conservation. The ninth technology that has made it to our list is blockchain. The world has started to realize blockchain can do wonders for their businesses. In 2019, the world will see what else blockchain can do, apart from cryptocurrency, which is just an application of blockchain. Blockchain will revolutionize sectors such as banking, finance, and healthcare. Finally, the last technology that is going to have a significant impact on the world in 2019 is quantum computing. Quantum computing has a significant application in artificial intelligence. Quantum developments, and we can't wait to see the new technological market.
Which I'm going to refer to briefly. This article appeared in the New Vision and it said Uganda is not ready for cryptocurrencies. And it's said that this was an expert, yeah? An expert we both know and love, Dr. Tusu. And he said, I will read from the article, in its current form, the use of cryptocurrencies is risky, both to the investor and the economy, as they do not protect the private rights and interests of users, consumers, and the government. So the question is, we have all these technologies that are coming at us, but we are living in an economy and infrastructure